Good morning.
Good morning. Again, it's David and Kathleen and David with Licata Live.
So, let you start, David. Can you tell us what's going on at the lake?
Well, today is July the 1st, so we are kind of like at the halfway point of the year. And we just had a meeting where we reviewed all of our plans this morning for the whole year. And this market that we're in has changed a little bit, but we reviewed our plans and we were pretty positive about the things that we've accomplished in the first half of the year. It's been a pretty good spring market. We're going to be talking some more about listings and so on in a minute. Because we are now in July and July 4th is just 3 days away, this is a big weekend of celebrations here in our community at Lake of the Woods, but all around the area, Fredericksburg, Orange, and Spotsylvania and so on.
Lots of fireworks.
Lots of fireworks, which unfortunately scares some of the animals and stuff like that. So, you know, always a heads up if you have an animal and you've got like a little tranquilizer or something that just something to take the edge off.
Turn the TV way up.
Yeah, we turn the TV way up and make sure that all the booms and bangs don't scare the dogs too much. But it's a fun time. We've got the grandkids coming down for the weekend, and this Saturday, July the 5th, is actually when at Lake of the Woods they're going to have the fireworks. And we have a parade, which the Licata group will
be there.
We will be there. We will be walking in the parade. We will be
handing out candy.
Yes, and I think maybe some beach balls and stuff like that, which are always quite popular for the kids. And then there's during the day right at the clubhouse. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a red, white, and barbecue on the point. And that's from 11 till 4 o'clock. Pulled pork, pulled chicken, cheeseburgers, Nathan's hot dogs. I don't think there's a eating competition.
Hot dog eating?
Yeah, I don't think there is. I think John's given up on doing those now. So
did he do them?
Never.
I could eat one.
Yeah, I think he could eat more than one, but I don't know if he was ever a competitive eater. I'm sure he'll get me back for that. So that's that. But actually, on the 4th itself, the Fred Nats, the baseball team, is in town this weekend for home games. So I'm going on Friday with the grandkids and my son-in-law and daughter-in-law. So that'll be good. I did notice there actually were some tickets still available online for that. And so if the weather's good, that will be a really nice event on the 4th.
I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so that should be good. And like I said, we're in the parade. We'll be doing our thing there. So you'll see all of the Licata team out there. Let's talk a little bit about listings and what's actually going on in real estate. And actually, maybe to preface this, one of our goals that we had this year was that, you know, we've always have served a lot of other areas outside of Lake of the Woods. And with Kathleen on the team, and Carrie Neely joining the team, who's originally from the Gordonsville area, and myself had some, you know, living in Northern Virginia for many years. We this year have had quite a number of outside of Lake of the Woods properties that we have sold and that we have listed. And it's just something we always need to remind people is that, you know, it's not just Lake of the Woods. We're outside Wilderness, the 55 plus community, Twins Lake, all around Fredericksburg,
Wilderness Shores, Farmway.
You're doing stuff up in Aquia Harbor, Stafford, down in Lake Anna, you know, a lot of different areas. So, anyway, why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on with the listings and stuff?
Okay, so I do have a listing in Aquia Harbor. Aquia Harbor is great for the the military people that live on the base. It's really close proximity. The shipping and everything around there is just, you know, it's set back, so you're not in the thick of it. But it's a huge neighborhood. It's instead of a lake neighborhood, it's a river neighborhood. This particular house is 2036 Coast Guard Drive. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It has a separate kitchen downstairs, like a little apartment, so with a private entrance, so it could be for like a split family or an in-law suite. It could also be rented out. They had done that previously. It's a great house. It's listed for $499,900. Let's see.
I'll just mention a Quiet Harbor because I've worked a little bit in there as well. You get out of the Potomac from a Quiet Harbor. So as opposed to, you said it's not a lake, it's a river situation, but you actually, a couple of areas from a Quiet Harbor, you can get right out onto the Potomac and go north or south, and it is a great draw for the military, whether it's Quantico or even Fort Belvoir is not that far up the river from there.
And this house does have a spot in the driveway for a boat, so that's really convenient as well. The house, she does have a boat slip as well that could be negotiated, so that's great. So again, it's 2036 Coast Guard Drive in Stafford. I also have a couple listings in the lake. One is on Yorktown, 625 Yorktown. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, great condition. And I have an upcoming one on Sailors Creek as well. So those are both great houses. Feel free to call if you want to take a look. If you have any questions about them, give us a call.
Yeah, the one I did an open house for you, the one on Yorktown. Super house, super family, very artistic,
so nice,
very artistic, and
great backyard.
Yeah, it
doesn't back up to anything else. So.
Yep, and they've done some very nice things with the house that are super. I enjoyed that open house, and we had a good turnout. In fact, we've had a good turnout for most of our open houses in the last few weeks. We're taking a break for the July 4th weekend, but then we'll be back into open houses for probably the 7 days later, the 12th or something like that. We'll be back doing open houses then. And what was the other one you mentioned on?
Coming soon is 117 Sailors, and that's also a 3-2. It's in great shape. She's having it. All the floors are being redone. They don't even need it, but she's really going above and beyond and redoing the wood floors and having all the carpeted areas professionally cleaned. It's got a really cute front yard. The driveway's in great condition. Really nice landscaping. She also has a really nice private backyard that has an open deck and also a screened-in deck, which I love. It's perfect for eating crabs when the weather's nice. So yeah, come check it out or give us a call.
Yeah, and while you're talking about these, we have come into a shifting market, which while there's still not a ton of inventory available, it has crept up quite a bit, and with that, there are more houses available to see that are similar. So it's now we're having conversations with sellers about how do we make your house. And it sounds like this sounds like this lady is going above and beyond to make sure that it does stand out and that it shows better than other houses. And a couple of my sellers have been. They've been going and looking at open houses in the communities that they're in just to see how their house looks in comparison to those houses, because they know that if there's 3 houses within a couple of blocks and they're all roughly the same square footage, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, etc., why would somebody pick their house over the other ones? So
and curb appeal, your very first opinion of the house is when you drive up to it. So the outside is just as important as the inside, because it gives you your first impression.
Very much does. I have a really great, cute Cape Cod in the lake on 215 Mount Pleasant, which is on the market right now for. It's actually going to have a price improvement on it tomorrow, and it's going to be at $385,000 tomorrow. We're trying to do that and boost some more activity before or over the holiday weekend with folks coming and staying with family and visiting the lake. So that's a really nice Cape Cod. It's close to one of the beaches, one of the private beaches or smaller beaches on Mount Pleasant. It's also right across, all the houses directly across are on the main lake. So I always say to people, make friends with your neighbor across the street, and you may find you don't have to go to the beach or whatever. You may just be going over there and fishing from their dock, or they may be happy to let you park your boat or drop your kayak and paddleboard in across the way. So, and most people are very friendly at the lake. You get to know your neighbors and people help each other out. But it is a great location for that one. I've also got a lot which backs onto the battlefield of Monticello, which has been sitting for a while, but there are some builders interested in it, and that is available. It's only on the market for $45,000, so it's really quite an inexpensive lot. So that's kind of it. We do have quite a few other homes amongst our team, but we're not ready to talk about all of those right now. If you come to the Licata Group website, you'll see them.
Just our own.
Just this is our Licata Live, so it's all about David and Kathy.
It's all about us.
Yeah, it's all about us. Unless you've got anything else, the last thing I wanted to finish on was something that we get asked quite a lot by buyers when they come to Lake of the Woods. Is they notice the fact that we don't really have sidewalks, and that we don't have lights and sidewalks and stuff like that on any of the roads in the lake. And so they said, do you have any walking trails? And we actually do have quite a lot of walking trails. This is one of the maps that we give out to our clients, and if you can see, I'm not sure how well you'll see that there, but there's about 10 individual walking trails, and they range from the biggest one, which is almost 6 miles, 5.74 miles, 4.73 miles around fairways and Eastover. And one of the ones which people like a lot is the Wilderness Battlefield Trail, which actually goes out of the parking lot at the back of the church and goes right into the battlefield. And of course all that battlefield land is owned by the Battlefield Society of America, never ever going to be built on, but it is a nice trail to walk and take your dog or whatever on. So we actually do have quite a lot of walking trails in the lake. And then there's certain times of the year when the golf course is closed where you're more than welcome to walk on the cart paths, and more so perhaps in the winter than in the summer months, because the course is open pretty late. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of areas to walk as well as enjoy all the other amenities. So
I guess the last thing, there's another Music on the Point is coming up in a couple weeks. So we're going to be there. The Licata Group will be there. So hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah, the last one was
so
just
cold.
Well, that was the one before this. We just had one on Friday past, and it wasn't cold, but it was drizzling. It had some kind of Scottish rain coming down, and it was a little bit difficult. I always feel sorry for bands playing electrical things in the rain, whether it's electric guitars or it's actually horns and stuff like that. It's not the best, but it had a really, really good soul train type band that played, and a lot of folks really liked it. So hopefully we get them back again sometime. So with that, I think we would like to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. We hope we see you at the parade, and please stop by the office at any time you're in the plaza.
All right.
Take care. All the best.